So welcome back to another video, and today we are discussing failure is a skill. Set experiments, not commitments. The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. This is a cliche quote, but it is extremely true, and this quote did not change my life, but what we are going to be discussing today did. And as I was making this, I was kind of thinking through how could I position this topic, right? Because it's discussed a lot, it's spoken about a lot, but how could I position it in a way that would actually impact my younger self and therefore you, hopefully. Also, I'd like to add in, last video it's on 700 views, which is great. Also, I went from 12 subscribers all the way to 39, which we are right now, in the span of like 3 days. So if you're new here, welcome. We discuss identity as an art form, which is essentially, we discuss how people create who they are. Right, we have people like The Weeknd, like A$AP Rocky, like Lana Del Rey, and those are people who've created a persona, an identity. As a painter creates a painting, or a writer creates a book, right? We create who we are. So if that resonates, then follow. If not, then don't. One more announcement also, I'll be opening up coaching this month. I'll be accepting 3 people for procrastination coaching. So if you are somebody who struggles to execute on work, then book in a call and let's talk. But let's get into it nevertheless. So here is the oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Should be it for later. Let's go back to the mission. Sorry. So, introduction. People's emotional reaction to failure causes them to spiral down. They put too much pressure on themselves to be perfect, and so they procrastinate. I have been wanting to start an online business since the age of 17, and I am now 21. From the age of 17 to 21, I did nothing. I essentially just procrastinated the entire time, and I didn't get any of the work done. I thought about doing the work. I thought about writing content. I thought about posting content. I thought about putting an offer together. I thought about creating a product. I thought, and I never executed on it. Right? And it's only now looking back where I can pinpoint moments where I was like, that's why I fucked up. That's why I didn't execute. And it repeats. And now I make money online, and I love what I do, and I don't have a full-time job, and I can travel the world, and I just have to record videos like this, right? And yes, as a small creator, I have to send DMs, and I need to do manual outreach, and I need to put in a lot of effort every day to, get clients and whatnot. But it's a heck of a lot easier and a heck of a lot more enjoyable than waking up and going to a 9-to-5 job that I hate. And if you are somebody who wants to start an online business or scale their music career or whatever it is, or their creative endeavor, but you struggle with execution, then it's likely that you would call yourself a perfectionist. You likely struggle with the idea of failing, which is why you don't try. Or you have tried in the past, but the feeling of failing is so intense for you that you have stopped trying. You now productively procrastinate, where you feel like you're being productive and you're consuming a lot of content, but you're not actually executing. So the first point that I want to cover is how guilt and shame destroy potential and talent. They are emotional anchors, more specifically guilt and shame, right? Guilt and shame act as emotional anchors because they become an emotional home. You're so used to failing again and again and again that it's now familiar to you, right? Humans, we crave an unfamiliar hell we crave a familiar hell more than a familiar heaven. We will default to what is familiar. Because why wouldn't we, right? If we've lived up until now, yes, it's been painful, yes, it's been a bit, shit and whatnot, but we've survived. We made it, we've survived, we lived. So why not just stick with what we know? Right, that's the thinking that we have. But what we are consciously trying to do when we are striving toward new goals, we're trying to step into new territory. And when we are stepping into new territory, whether that's a new income level or whether that's a new physique, a new social life, we are stepping into the unknown, which means there's the possibility of death. That's essentially all success is. Nothing is hard, it's unfamiliar. I'll say that again, nothing is hard, it's simply just unfamiliar. So when I cover point 2, which is progressive overload and exponential growth, I want you to, instead of feeling guilt and shame, like, fuck, like, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this, I'm that. No. Dissatisfaction. I'm dissatisfied. Today I said that I was going to write, or I was going to post 3 reels and a YouTube video. I didn't do that. Why not? And then just identify why you didn't, and then fix it. And then guess what? The next day you might not do it again. Why not? And we need to use something called progressive overload, which if you go to the gym, I'm sure you're familiar with, which is where, say 1 week you bench 90 kilograms. The next week you'll bench 92.5. And then you'll probably stagnate there for at least 2 weeks. And then on the 4th week, you'll bench 95 kilograms. And then you'll keep on eating more. You'll go for 100, you're going to fail it. But on week 7, you're going to hit 100 kilograms, which was the goal. But just not too long ago, you was at 90 kilograms. Progressive overload. Just because you are here right now does not mean that you're going to be here forever. And I need you to see failure as ladder pieces instead of hurdles, right? When you're climbing up, imagine you're climbing a ladder, right? Bro, I have way too many tabs open right now. But imagine you're climbing a ladder, right? So we have the right piece, we have the left piece, and then we have the middle. And what you think failure is this. You think it's you falling all the way back to the bottom, but it isn't. Failure is actually you building another piece, right? So you may have this right side all the way up. This right side might be all the way up here, but it doesn't fucking matter if the left side isn't, and if you don't have the pieces in between. But failure is you building this. It's you laying the left bit, then the right bit, then the center, then the left bit, then the right bit, and then the center. Right? That's what it is. That's what failure is. Because every time that you fail, you have more information. Okay, I fucked up here. Recently, look at this. This is a habit tracker. May habit tracker. This month. I've only done this up to the 2nd day of the month. Like, that's embarrassing. I didn't stick with it at all. Right, and this week I set an intention to send 100 replies on X, to post every day, and to send 5 DMs, like network with people on Twitter, X. I stuck with it for 3 days. Yesterday I didn't do the 100 replies. Today I didn't do the 100 replies. So you would think, oh damn, you failed, you fucked up, you're a failure. You're never gonna be. No. And I actually took this same approach to myself, and I had to break it. But I learned a lot. In trying and failing, I learned a lot. Number 1, I was the most productive this week than I ever have been. Number 2, I realized my biggest constraint is structure and routine right now. And it's the small things. It's making sure that my clothes are hung up. It's making sure that I'm cleaning my clothes consistently each week. It's making sure that when I wake up I have my clothes laid out, and that I wake up to a clean room. Like my room is spotless right now. I have some books there, I have some laundry there, my bed is made. My bed is made, and I have an energy drink on my bed for tomorrow morning. My desk is clean. But I wouldn't have realized that was a constraint if I didn't try. All of you motherfuckers are talking about like, this might be the problem, that might be the problem. You're creating hypothetical problems in your mind, but you will never know because you didn't set the intention to actually try. You didn't sit down on Sunday and say, you know what? Yes, I failed years. I've had years of failure, but guess what? This week, I'm gonna go all the fucking. And yes, I feel fear. Oh shit, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow at 8 a.m. and I'm actually gonna try and do the work. Oh my, feel the fucking fear and go all in anyway, because you're gonna learn a lot that week. Some days you're gonna fucking win, and other days you're gonna be like, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not meant for this. And guess what? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not meant for it. Give up. God knows thousands of people do. Millions of people do. How many people set goals and just fucking give up? And if you're meant to stick with it, then you will. And if you're not, then you won't. It's really that fucking simple. But only you decide. Now this is turning into a motivational rant, so let's get back to the topic at hand. But just imagine how powerful you would be if you changed your relationship with failure. Imagine if when you failed, you just got back on the horse. 10k a month, easy. Because it's all just about doing the work and having a system, having a routine. That's it. And now, I wrote this document yesterday in a coffee shop, and I wrote this as well. As I'm writing this, I'm realizing it just isn't hitting. It sounds like the same productivity bullshit that has been spewed a million times. This all still stands. Like, all of this still stands. Progressive overload instead of taking on too much. Exponential growth, understanding that when you get a little bit better, you don't just go like that. You go, you fly up. But the same thing also happens in the opposite direction. You don't just get worse and worse and worse. You drop off a fucking cliff. Right? That's exponential growth. This all still stands, and internalize it, move forward with it. But also, grab your fucking balls or your ovaries, assuming that I have women who watch this channel. I mean, hopefully, but who knows. And realize you are the fucking shit. I'm gonna say that again. Realize that you are the fucking shit. Goes on motivational run, yes. Listen, you are the fucking shit. Like, look at all of these motherfuckers here. Oh, look at all of these motherfuckers here. Who do we have? We have Steve Jobs, notorious for being an absolute cunt, right? We have The Weeknd. His music is very braggadocious, it's very arrogant, it's very egotistical, talking about how many girls he slept with, all of this shit that he's done, drugs, like the high life, supercars. Look at A$AP Rocky. All of these motherfuckers have an ego to them. They are arrogant. This constant like doubting that you have, this habit of doubting yourself, who does it serve right now? It's not serving you, it's not serving your family, it's not serving your friends, it's serving absolutely nobody. All that it's serving is this conditioning that you've taken on from society, from whoever. Like, I could really sit here and I could give you all of this productivity advice and systems and, exponential growth and all of this bullshit. The truth is that you're doubting yourself. And that's another fucking cliche. But when I say doubting yourself, I mean the way that you talk to yourself. When did you last say, yes, I'm gonna be fucking successful? Nobody is ready for what I'm about to do. When was the last time that you spoke to yourself like that? How uncomfortable does it feel to talk about yourself like that? But the truth is, if you had this arrogant fucking mindset, this egotistical mindset, you wouldn't procrastinate. You would be working all fucking day because you know what you want is yours. You know the life that you fucking want is yours. right? Look at this fucking vision board, bro. This life is fucking mine already. Like, this shit is no fucking joke. This life is mine already. I want it and I fucking got it. And I got it because I knew that I could get it. I know that I can fucking get it. So guess what? I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work for it. But you doing the work feels fucking stupid. You feel like an absolute idiot when you do the work. Because you don't even believe that you're deserving of the result. Meanwhile, people like me who come from nothing. I come from a council estate in London. I have stretch marks all over my goddamn body because I was so fat. Because I was so overweight. Because I had no control over stuffing my mouth. But yeah, I'm in great shape. Yeah, I'm making money online. Yeah, I'm dating the girls that motherfuckers are just like, mind my language, but like getting off to on Instagram. So you need to back yourself, and you need to adopt this persona. And it can feel uncomfortable right now. It can feel unrealistic. But if it helps you do the fucking work, then who is to judge you? Now I'll leave you with this last point. Now this is crucial. Now we might go over the 17-minute mark, but fuck it. Expand. So on the left we have hypothesis about what action to take. And this is your current situation, right? So the blue is your current situation. You take action to then get a new situation. Hypothesis about action to take. You then take action and then you get a new situation. And then it feeds back in. So if you believe that you are incapable of hitting 10k a month as an online entrepreneur in whatever business model you decide to go into, if you don't believe it's possible, what action are you going to take? You're going to take no action because you don't believe it's possible. Whereas somebody in the same exact situation as you can simply believe that it is possible for him, and that with some work and with some iteration and with some learning and with maybe a year of dedication or a few months, right, of consistent action, he's decided, like, you know, he can get his vision. He can hit 10k a month. He can travel, What action is he going to take? He's going to take the correct action to get the correct result. But he just believed that he could do it. The hypothesis that he had for the future was completely different. The hypothesis that he had for the future defined his future. Where is it? Let's leave it. No. One last point. I highly fuck with myself. This is, if you know anything about The Weeknd, his first album that he released was the House of Balloons album, right? And he wrote this when he was 19 and homeless, talking about owning a loft, dating supermodels, all this crazy stuff. He made this when he was 19. He had no money, he had nothing, but he had belief. He was arrogant. He had this vision that he had for the future, and he molded his identity like an artist. Same with A$AP Rocky. He comes from Section 8 housing in America. He comes from nothing. He comes from the fucking trenches. Now you see him on Vogue. Now you see him doing all of these artistic, grandiose things, dating Rihanna and whatnot. He comes from nothing again. Nothing. All he had was his imagination. And you're telling me that you can't do the fucking same? This video didn't really go to plan, but I kind of knew that it wouldn't. Because I could sit here and I could tell you tactics and all of this stuff, but quite frankly, if you don't have any type of arrogance or vision, forget it. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If you want to work with me, book in a call. You can find me on X. I post that daily. Yeah, this is serious fucking shit, because you only get one life and you're gonna die, and you going around with having your head down like a fucking it's not serving you. Yeah.